and welcome to another edition of Zero Zensura. I'm Gorilla Monsoon, and don't you get that prime time wrestling feeling every time we go to the intro? That's just me being vintage, old school. I'm Xavier Valeriano, aka Mr. Hollywood, and we are ready, more than ready, to talk about wrestling because that's what we're here to do. And to talk about wrestling, I got my panel more than ready. So, Ecuador, welcome. How's it going?
Hey, how's it going, everybody else? Ecuador right here. Glad to be here with everybody else, and let's see what we're going to talk about tonight. Looking forward for these type of topics.
And also joining us in the panel, DRC, Dorian Robalino Cueva. How's it going, dude?
You expected the body, Zensura. You see, the governor will say that tonight that this is going to be something about the Zensura. About anything goes and anything we want to talk about, and this is to the body.
Will you stop being serious?
Well, we got to get involved, and let's see what these humanoids want to talk about, Gorilla. The Bobby the Brain Heaton right there.
We got the brain, we got the body, and we got the gorilla right here.
Let's get involved after all.
I can't help but, reminiscing all those times of primetime wrestling. I just love the old WWF. I wish time would just stay still and we could relieve all those things back from the USA Network and our Saturday morning cartoons. Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Those were the
Oh, I love those.
Both the weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Oh my God! One day we're gonna do one of these talking about.
Yes, I will love that. I will love that.
About the weekends, on the Saturday morning cartoons.
80s and 90s cartoons, baby. Yes.
Yes, indeed. All 80s, not all ladies. All 80s.
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 Okay.
80s and 90s.
Okay.
The 90s were fine. Okay, let's see what we got here from the comments. Agustín Rosado, as usual, greetings desde Ringside. ¿Qué tal, cómo te va? Ethan Page, the new NXT North American champion. How do you like that? So Tony Crackhead must be having a headache right now.
Yeah, or a sore throat.
Oh, another order of powder, please.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, I can't do that. Because they said, "Oh, don't do the."
You better don't. Okay, so topics for today, and this is, and I'm pretty sure that Dory is gonna get a kick out of this.
Oh boy! Because
as everybody knows, we were ready. The Rock said it. He said there was gonna be a new venue for WrestleMania, but all of a sudden, lo and behold, it gets taken away from us. All of a sudden, we changed the venues. No longer. In New Orleans, I believe it was going to be again.
New Orleans, yep.
Yeah, yes. New Orleans, Louisiana.
We were going to have New Orleans once again with Mania, and all of a sudden they decide no, we're not going to have it. So I'm going to let Dorian go on this one because I know he's dying to make a statement regarding the changing of the venue from WrestleMania. So, man,
on the microphone.
The stage is all yours. Oh my God, he's got the mic.
He got the mic.
Here we go. He's got the
mic.
Yes. Well, first thing first, I am very upset because I was actually wanted to go to New Orleans because that's something that travel, at least, it's not too expensive when you're going to go to Las Vegas, and the culture is there, and some they say, oh, you can find something, the cheaper type, but it's still going to be expensive. That, with the seats and the general, and even going to meet and greets. What is the point of going that you want to spend your earn money, and you want it to go somewhere? It's so sad because I know a couple of people that already did their reservation and bought their plane tickets and everything all set for next year's WrestleMania in New Orleans, and now it's not going to happen because they changed their mind. Even the WrestleCon, that the people are doing the events, they already fill out the contract signing to do for next year's event, and yet they took that away, and it's so sad because you know why? One thing I'm going to say, I feel bad for some of the wrestlers that are going to be at the West WrestleCon and they can't go to WrestleMania to maybe, let's say they have their family members or loved ones that are still in the company, like, you know, Cardona and to go to be with Chelsea with the experience. And now this year, they haven't confirmed it yet. They said they want to go back to Las Vegas again, but they canceled New Orleans. And you know what's the messed up part? When Triple H showed us right there, like you're looking at me, saying, "We're sorry, we're not going to give you WrestleMania, but however, you will be receiving Money in the Bank at the SummerSlam."
Talk about consolation prizes.
Yeah, you telling me we're going back and forth for the summer of Money in the Bank, June, July, August, June. So make up your mind of what is the permanent date for Money in the Bank. Mm-hmm. Now back to WrestleMania. It's going to be suck for this going forward because one thing I'm going to say, we have SummerSlam all year in Brooklyn. And believe me, I go to NXT every year for the Brooklyn event. It was the gold, black and gold, the greatest moment of all time at NXT. Me and Mr. and Ecuador and the rest of our crew, we go years and years, we go to NXT and we love the show. But too much for going to SummerSlam because you know how back then when you got, and I'm going to say his name once. Vince McMahon would never, and I'm going to say this, when they announce where WrestleMania is going to be, it's going to be where it's going to be. It took away the environment that people are going to travel, especially from out of countries. For example, you, Valentino, Mr. Hollywood. Let's say you dream of going to WrestleMania. You already bought your ticket already, sacando la visa. Everybody's taking their visas and saying, where do you want to go? Going to a special event. WrestleMania, they're going to be in next year. Da, 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 da. And then all of a sudden, they took that joy away. Now, they're not going to be in New Orleans. They're going to be in Vegas again. And who knows, maybe in London. They're not going to go to Saudi, for the record, because Saudi, they already got the Royal Rumble. So they cannot have another main event thing, but who knows? You know, you know what they care about? It's all about the money.
It's all about
It's not about the fan base. It's not about the fans. It's not about the experience. And it's not about the joy. But, you know, I had the privilege, and with Carlos witnessed it too, our WrestleMania. It wasn't your first two in 35 or no?
It's 35. Yeah, it was 35.
No, was it your first two?
No, it's my second WrestleMania.
Okay, this is my first because I could have gone 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm, me too.
My father was willing to give me money when I was in college. I told him no because it's too much, you know. I prefer to watch it at home, but you know what? I said whatever. You know, one day I'll go to WrestleMania, and gotta be all I did after, you know, when I lost my grandmother and my dad's side.
Oh yeah.
Made me move forward. You know, be happy. You know, that's the thing that you wanted. But the main thing is that it's not fair for the people that gonna have the experience to go to WrestleMania out of the state, going to, let's say, for example, Minnesota, going to Dallas, Texas, going to Houston, Texas, going to Seattle, going to San Francisco, or going to Los Angeles, or anywhere around. Philly, I was so close, but yet TKO the money, that's what they want, instead of giving us that as a gift for family members. Mm-hmm. That's so sad that I couldn't go to WrestleMania last year because it's all about the money that they want to pay for the people that works there. Because believe me, I have friends that works in that company. You have to buy the tickets from these motherfuckers. Excuse my language. But it's so pathetic that this thing is going to happen like that. I don't know what your thoughts about it, you gentlemen, because for me personally, it's a downhill that you want to do Las Vegas going forward. What about the experience that people want to travel to another WrestleMania event, especially family members, that the talent and the employees. That's another thing. That's all I gotta say.
You're up, Ecuador.
Yeah. I'm happy that's not going to New Orleans. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. It's just that, do you know the history about New Orleans for WrestleMania? We had 2 WrestleManias in New Orleans. You saw how poorly it went out from beginning to end. Why would I want to go? Why would we want to watch it again for the 3rd time? Like, I want to go to New Orleans one day. I wouldn't mind. I heard wonderful stories about it, especially Mardi Gras. I wouldn't mind going there. But the thing is, man, why go back to New Orleans again? And plus, do you guys remember that they never announced WrestleMania like 2 or 3 months before the event? You know, when I'm going to say his name also, like what Dorian said, Vince McMahon. Do you guys remember that every WrestleMania, on the day of WrestleMania, during the event, they announced the next location? They announced the location. They don't announce it like probably like months or like the year before the upcoming WrestleMania. They announce it on the same night of WrestleMania. They announced the upcoming event, the upcoming location. Mm-hmm. Now, I've been hearing the reason why they want to go back to Las Vegas because Nick Khan lives in Las Vegas. So, who cares? Even a couple of that's what I heard. Because Nick Khan lives in Las Vegas because he wants to put WrestleMania in Las Vegas again. And also, maybe you guys know, but I've been hearing that they want to turn WrestleMania. I mean, they want to turn Las Vegas, Nevada, as the home for WrestleMania. I don't know what that means. Maybe the permanent home or temporary home for WrestleMania. I mean, you saw what happened in Las Vegas at WrestleMania 9 and this year's WrestleMania. Poorly, terribly. It wasn't good. Why the fuck you want to go back to Las Vegas again? And
perhaps have another toga party.
I don't know. I mean, I would love to see a toga. I mean, I wanted to see a toga party at Las Vegas, but it's all casino.
Pizza.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's funny now that we talk about WrestleMania 9 because I remember that was the day when a lot of WCW guys showed up.
Yeah,
and the Giant Gonzalez, El Gigante, Samoan SWAT team, the Steiner brothers, the total package like Sluger. Jim Ross made his debut on WrestleMania. Most of the WCW blood was the working horses were over there.
Yeah. Also, we had one little. That Nick Khan did make his WWE debut as an usher. WrestleMania 9, which I did not know. If you watch the documentary on Peacock, there he is right there while he's being like probably in commentary or behind the scenes or whatever. Man, that was a big surprise. And now years later,
he was a usher, a vendor.
He was an usher. Yeah, he was working for Caesar Palace, not with WWE, but that was his debut.
No, there's the answer. There's the goddamn fucking answer.
And you know what? The prophecy, man. Like you became an usher to becoming in charge of WWE. And you see what the fuck is going on right now. Now, that's what I've been hearing about. Like, they want Las Vegas to be like the home base for WrestleMania. Now, whoever disagrees with me, I don't care, man. If they want to make the permanent home for WrestleMania, why not bring it to the tri-state area? Right here where WrestleMania was born. Not Madison Square Garden, but because we all know MSG was where WrestleMania was born. But, they're focusing mostly on the stadiums. So why not host it at only MetLife Stadium? Because that could store like 80 to literally like 90,000 people. I mean that's even better. And plus their headquarters is in Stamford, Connecticut. Someone told me that that the new headquarters of WWE is in Las Vegas. And I checked online. I'm like, no, that's not true. Why would they do that? I mean, there was no words. There's no report that they're gonna take their headquarters and their operations to Las Vegas. There's nothing confirmed because
I believe that they already made a change.
And
really? Where is it? Where is it located? The HQ now?
No, Stamford, Connecticut. I mean, Dorian.
Yeah, Dorian. It's on your turf, right? The HQ is on your turf.
It's still there, right?
Why are they saying that they moved it to Vegas?
They're saying they're moving it. It's not true.
They are moving it?
No, they're not. No, there's no way they're gonna have the they're gonna have a performance center. Another performance center.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because Okay, yo, all right. So Dorian,
They're not gonna move. They're not gonna move this because they spend.
Okay.
Can I say? I don't mean to. They spend so much.
One at a time.
Let me go first. Let me go first. Let me go first.
Okay, go,
Okay.
go.
They spent a lot of money for that building. It's been there for almost 5 years that they did it because now they told us that this is going to be a long decade contract with that building. And plus, they already put the belt, everything. So there's no way they're going to move. They could have another one, but maybe that's going to be a performance center in Vegas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that I don't remember right now.
Idea how much would it cost to move all the personnel, the belt, everything from Stanford to Las Vegas? I know they have money, but
someone told me.
no.
Someone told me that, and you know, I'll tell Dorian about it after the stream. It's actually an old friend of mine told me that stuff. I was like, no, that's not true. I checked online. No, they're in Stamford, Connecticut. That's the headquarters. But what Dorian said was correct. It's true. I heard they're going to have a performance at another one, or probably they're moving it to Las Vegas. I heard about that. That's 100% confirmed. That's true. Wow. Now, like I was saying, man, just like I know that Hollywood doesn't like the word, the 4-letter word NJPW, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Now, New Japan Pro Wrestling, they have Wrestle Kingdom in Tokyo Dome. That's your tradition. Why not have MetLife Stadium have the tradition to have their home for WrestleMania for each year? Because if they want to save money, because you know TKO, I've been hearing they're not doing that kind of well because they're over. You see all the overpriced seats, all these prices of the prices of the seats over there on the events. They're trying to save money, but the thing is that all these prices, man, on these seats. I mean, like, come on, man, like $4,000, $5,000 for a front row seat for WrestleMania. Probably more than that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do understand. It's of my understanding that the house shows have been also cut down.
They started since the beginning of the year.
Guys, this is WCW all over again. It's the same thing that happened to WCW.
Oh boy. So TKO. So TKO. So the TKO of WWE is like the new WCW.
What? AOL and Time Warner
is TKO.
And they're bringing the WWE Titan Sports things. Oh my God. What is it going to be next? Ted Turner is going to take over and Eric Bishop is going to be the president. Oh my God. They're going to make Logan. Forgive me, Kenny Omega. You were so fucking right. Logan Paul is our next world champion.
Unless they have to dig up Ted Turner's corpse back, then it will be like WCW of the 21st century.
Jesus.
But seriously though, like, you know, if they want, instead of Las Vegas, I prefer, like, you know, in New Jersey, like MetLife Stadium, because, you know, that's their home. You know, like, how the fuck do you want to go to Las Vegas? Now, the international pay-per-views, they turn out to be, you know, box office success. You've seen it. The international audience are like better than us right here in America. It's embarrassing. And I love it. And you know what? Like, I don't know when that's going to happen. I would love to see a WrestleMania outside the United States. They did it in Canada.
We just had an idea. Look at this.
Yo,
where is that ever going to happen?
Hear me out. Now, Agustin, yo estoy de acuerdo. I mean, in Spanish, I know. I agree with him. The one stadium that should be in Ecuador is in Guayaquil. And you know which one I'm talking about. Yes. No, right here. That's the name of the, what's the name of the new arena? What's the name of it in Ecuador? In Guayaquil? They have a different name now.
Para mí seguiría siendo el Monumental. Si tiene otro nombre.
I used to call it Coliseo or something like that. I don't know.
El Coliseo Cerrado. El Walter Paladines. That's the small.
No. Which one's the? I think. Oh man, I forgot the name of it. But is the biggest arena?
There are actually two big stadiums here in Ecuador as a whole. One of them is el Estadio Atahualpa, which is in Quito, and el Estadio Olímpico Atahualpa, and the other one which is here in Guayaquil is el Estadio Monumental de Barcelona.
That's the one. That one. I would love to see that. And can you imagine? And I know we're talking about WrestleMania. If they have WrestleMania in Ecuador, can you imagine? And can you imagine they could bring, like, imagine they have an NXT show in Ecuador and bring in some of the talent from the companies that you guys been, in War and also from the other promotions in Ecuador, that'll be pretty dope. I would love that. They got some incredible talent. I see something unknown to. I mean, maybe give it a chance. Like, come on, why not? I mean,
in Mexico, they would have for evaluation. In Mexico, if they were going to do that in Mexico, they had to bring the Mexican luchadors over there.
Yeah, so let us. You know what? I love Agustin saying that shit. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe you said that. I mean, I know that's a dream for us, but you may never know. You never know. I will love that. So the fact of the matter is this, man. I'm glad that Triple H had to say what he had to say. I don't know what The Rock was thinking. Like, yeah, sure, he's the board of director, TKO, but what the fuck, man? You kind of broke the tradition on the fact you said, oh, New Orleans is going to be at WrestleMania. You said, like, what, in a month or 2 months before WrestleMania? And then they changed it, made him look like an idiot. One of the most successful actors in Hollywood made him look like a fucking dumbass on television. And I'm glad that Triple H said this shit and TKO stopped this stuff. Now people saying that, oh, it's going to be in Las Vegas. We got to wait. They didn't confirm it. People say, oh, it's been confirmed. Nothing yet. We got to wait. But you know what, man? If they want to make as a permanent home for WrestleMania, I'd rather be in MetLife Stadium in New Jersey instead, because that's where it was born. Just like Wrestle Kingdom in the Tokyo Dome. That's it.
And we still and people still wonder why Black Adam was a flop.
and also on Dynamite, which 2 weeks ago, they cut it off and go to Black Adam.
That's the name of the final boss card.
Yeah, I think the final boss paid them to say, "Oh, just block them off," and then Black Adam.
And speaking of Black Ops per se, there's a guy with, of course, we all know him, we all love him, and we all kind of like hate him from time to time. That I don't know, is he in or is he out? Mostly, I think that he's going to be more out than in. And here's the little thing about Alberto El Patron, Alberto del Rio, whatever you want to call him, the current AAA Mega Campeón. Okay, so what has been happening? And this is the most ridiculous explanation that I ever heard in any wrestling podcast, in any newsletter or anything at all. So the thing is that we all know the history with Alberto El Patron, Alberto del Rio, with the WWE. Mm-hmm. From what I understand, what many understand is that they are not on good terms. WWE does not want El Patron at all, yet they picked up his contract because he is still under a AAA contract. But they're not going to do anything with him. So here comes the thing. He's going to drop the belt to Hijo del Vikingo, apparently, in the next AAA show. But what happens when you spoil everything before the event takes place? You start off by saying, oh, Hijo del Vikingo, the current AAA mega champion, is going to defend against Chad Gable. But Hijo del Vikingo is not the mega campeón yet. Oh, why are we saying this? Because we don't want Mexican people to know the outcome of the Vikingo Patron match. Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, the entire North America knows that Patron is going to drop the belt to Vikingo, but the Mexican people don't. How in the world, Michael Cole, do you explain that to me? How do you guys think that we're going to take this thing seriously if you're already telling that your Mega Campeón is going to drop the belt to a guy that has been on WWE TV? And why I'm saying I'm not even that's the reason of the title, in or out, because recently Alberto said, I already spoke with WWE. I already apologized for whatever issues I had with those guys, and I'm just waiting to see what happens. But the rumor, almost confirmed, is that they're going to pick him up with his contract, but they're not going to use him at all because WWE doesn't want to have anything to do with Alberto del Rio, Alberto El Patron, whatever you want to call him. And he's dropping the belt to Vikingo, and Vikingo is defending it on Worlds Collide against Chad Gable. So, what's the deal here? I don't know. Raise your hand if you want to talk. Raise your hand if you want to talk. Go first. Who wants to go first?
Fine, I guess I'll go first.
Okay, go first.
Not fucking because he's not going to raise his hand. But yeah, like, you know, Michael Cole called Hijo Vikingo on television a Triple H wrestler.
Oh my God!
He really said that. It was hilarious.
I missed it.
I mean, like when I was listening, I was like, wait, what? I'm like, wait, Triple H champion? I mean, no, Triple H wrestler? So Hijo Vikingo is now a WB wrestler. Oh, okay, very fine. But yeah, like we all know the issues and the beef when it comes to Alberto del Pendejo or del Rio or del Patron. I call him del Pendejo because the stuff he did was really pendejo. But like, you know, the years that he had issues with WWE, like I don't know if they're gonna like probably cooperate. And also, like, yeah, I did heard that he did apologize to WWE, but you know, he's not CM Punk. CM Punk apologized to them like privately, like months before he made his return. But the difference is that the Rio, he came back twice to the WWE, and the second time that was the last straw. He fucked up big time. Even WWE fucked up big time when he promised him when they promised him to become a WWE champion. That was the deal. He came back. What they gave him? The U.S. title. And then later on, his reign sucked. And then he joined a group of guys.
League of Nation,
which nobody doesn't remember. I mean, it sounds kind of funny, but I don't know. It sounds like an 80s, 70s stable League of Nations. But yeah, like
it sounds more like a couple of guys who just love soccer.
That makes sense. Let's see, Mexico, England.
It was Sheamus, Rusev,
Ireland,
Alberto, y
Bulgaria.
Barrett.
And that's
Bulgaria, Swiss, Mexico, and Ireland.
You know, I got to be honest. That sounded like a really strong group, and they fucked it up big time because these guys were amazing. And I don't know. I mean, it was Vince McMahon's era. They fucked it up big time. But yeah, like you don't know what's gonna happen like this Saturday. Like, you know, I mean, I don't know why Michael Cole was thinking about like when I saw that graphic for the second time. The first time they didn't have the graphic that said AAA Mega Championship, and then later on, after the match was over or something like that, like after Chad lost the match with the qualifying for Money in the Bank, they inserted it and say, "Oh, now it's gonna be the Mega Championship." Like, whoa, wait a minute, like Alberto Patron is still the champion. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, so it looks like they're predicting and they're planning to let this guy lose the belt because it looks like even that apology that Patron did wasn't enough. Maybe that's why. Maybe that apology was not enough for Patron to like come back. He's been saying it over the years, ever since the second release. He wants to come back. He's been saying it. He still says positive stuff about WWE. I mean, I don't know what's so with some of these released wrestlers who've been released 2 or 3 times, and he still talk positive shit about them after all the shit they've done to these wrestlers, man. But we don't know because you know how WWE is. They plan something, but guess what? Do not expect something because they might change their mind or something can happen. I mean, you don't know. For example, what happened to Stephanie Valkyrie when she was the women's champion for CMLL, and then next thing you know, she's in WWE and she had to drop the belt, vacated it. It's like this last minute, last second. You know how plans goes in professional wrestling. They plan things like, you know, at the last minute, they say, okay, we're ready to go. And then like 2 or 3 minutes later, wait. We changed our plans. Let's change this right now. And then that happens. You don't know what's going to happen this Saturday. I don't watch AAA anymore because now it's a fucking joke. But I might probably watch it because now I'm getting interested and more curious about what's going to happen this Saturday. You don't know what's going to happen. Maybe, I mean, you don't know if Vikingo's going to win it or maybe they're going to follow W's plan to let this guy drop the title and then he's going to defend it. But we all know that Chad's not going to win the belt. He's not going to win it. The only guy
maybe there is a guy who could win the belt and make the day for the WWE. That's El Grande.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that too. And you ended my sentence with that. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't put El Grande Americano against Vikingo. I mean, that would have been a great match because
Maybe
El Grande
maybe they want to
Americano.
test. Maybe they want to test waters regarding those rumors that the Mexican people are kind of like offended because
Yeah, I
of
know.
Americano.
Yeah.
So maybe they just said okay, we'll go step by step on that. Let's see how it
I
goes.
mean, I've been hearing word that he might probably make his friends in Worlds Collide. I mean, there's Chad Gable, but Gran Americano, he might show up anytime. I mean, during the match, you may never know. It might happen. But yeah, jokes aside, I know that the Rio is out. He's definitely out. There's no way they're gonna bring him back to WWE even under the contract with AAA. It's not gonna happen. I mean, you did hear words that he did resign the company, but they just debunked it. It's not gonna happen. But he is definitely out. But let's see what happens this Saturday. Plans can change.
Yep.
And you know what? I hope Vikingo becomes champion because his reign was pretty awesome before he lost it like 2 or 3 years ago when he was champion. But we'll see. That's it.
Okay. Well, let's see what happens with Hijo del Vikingo. D-Man, your comments.
The last time when I remember when he was in WWE, he was saying a lot of negative thing, and before that, he had a weird relationship with Paige. Well, Saraya, you know. So that's kind of a lot. But also, you got to remember there was a history, but then it didn't approve that what he did in the past. You know, from San Antonio. I think you remember that, Equa.
Well, which one?
When he got one of the females hostages and said something she threatened about her son.
It was actually an ex-girlfriend of his and probably the mother of his kids, and held her hostage and probably assaulted her or something like that, physically assaulted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That's another reason also. Yeah, I forgot to mention that too. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's been carrying a lot of baggage. That's kind of the reason why both WWE and TKO don't want nothing to do with him. What a lot that it's like you say, prove innocent till proven guilty, but with this one, it's just guilty till you're proven innocent.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of the thing with the business company, you know.
Mm-hmm.
When you already burned bridges in the past, and plus you had a history of giving chances, and then you blew it because of your bad rep. That's something that I think probably by then it's like, okay, if you did apologize and other stuff, okay, give it another shot to see what you could do outside of this because we're already set to have this idea with this World Collide. We don't include you if you don't want to be in this thing. I know you do, but sadly you blew your chances. Now it's time for us to give another one. And plus, Patron is probably in his mid 40s still, you know? Probably will be 50 in a couple of years. So that's probably it saying, yeah, we're going to focus on the youth now going forward, you know?
And you know, that's sad because I know that Patron can still go. He can still deliver. But unfortunately, as you guys said, it was all over the news. I mean, it made first page of the paper. So you can't jump to the well one too many times because you know it's gonna get back at you. And unfortunately, well, you know how companies are over there. You know they can let go some things, but others, you know, they're way too high. And the hostage situation didn't do any favors for Patron, and that's really sad. He has said it. He has been in horrible places during his life away from the WWE. He has done things that he says he regrets them. And he has tried to reach. Apparently, he has apologized. But you know, I don't wanna throw shit into the wind against him. But if I were a TKO representative and here comes Alberto and he apologized and he said, "Look, man, you're way too risky." That's a way I'll put it. You're way too risky. You know, you have behaved yourself. That's great. That's fine. But you to me, you're still way too risky. Maybe you could try luck on AEW. I don't know. But here, not happening. Not happening.
They want to protect the reputation. They don't want to do it. I mean, I mean, other independent promotions, they would definitely bring him. I mean, there's only one promotion that would take anybody else, like even of your past troubles and issues and crimes. That's XPW. Because I remember when Tessa Blanchard was coming back to wrestling after she came back from Mexico, nobody wanted her in, and that company was the only one who accepted anybody, which is kind of fucked up. But hey, I mean, they'll take anybody until she went back to TNA. But I do agree with both of you guys. Like, like he's definitely out, and he's not going to get involved. I mean, he can't. I mean, what's best for TKO? I mean, can you imagine they give him a shit ton of money just to bring him back? That'll be a waste of time.
Yeah, and that's why at the end of the day, it's a corporation. A corporation have to look out for their image.
Yeah.
No matter how how many friends you have in there, it's always been about the corporate image, and the corporate image, it has more value than whatever personal issues or friendship you have with the higher upper. So
yeah.
So having said that, well, I just got one question regarding the situation. What was the trick? I kind of wonder what exactly was the trick for TNA, because okay, so the Ron Mill right now is running wild because they're saying that WWE is actually screwing TNA because of the situation with Joe Hendry. Now, for those of you who are not in the know, the original plan was for Joe Hendry, the then TNA World Champion, to lose against The Miz. But they decided to, no, let's do something else. Let's just give Joe Hendry his WrestleMania moment. Yeah, he was going to feud with The Miz, and he was going to lose the match against The Miz. Of all people, The Miz. But, it kind of like fit into his character, because they both entertainers. They would have fitted nicely. But anywho, so they have him go as Randy Orton's special opponent in WrestleMania. So Joe Hendry gets his WrestleMania moment, which of course was fine, was great. Randy Orton didn't put him over, obviously, but he sold a little bit in there. I still go with the thing that Joe Hendricks looked way small on that venue, and I remember that I said that the TNA title looked a lot bigger in the what was it? What was it? The cereal in the Lucky Charms box. It looked like a toy belt. But yeah, I said it. I've said it. I'm sorry, but we all of us still believe in Joe Hendry until this happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people are saying that WWE actually screwed TNA out of the championship because they wanted to put one of their guys over. And WWE was not being fair because they didn't lose any championship to the TNA guys. So here's my take on the subject. I said it 1,001 times that we needed one of the belts to go to the other side. It was either the NXT title, the TNA title, the digital media, the North American, or the tag team belts. Either one of them should cross the line to make it more interesting. It was interesting enough. To me, I don't think the WWE has screwed the TNA because they have been given 50-50. Nobody has won from the TNA side. Nobody has won from the WWE side. No belts have crossed over. All the winning and losses percentage has been equal. Neither one of them having the advantage of the other. Until this. Now, the trick here is that apparently the belts are going to start to cross over because people first are demanding it, and it kind of like adds some star power that, we have to say it, TNA kind of lacks of. Not entirely, but they need a little bit more of a boost, if you get what I'm saying, right? Okay, so this is the example of the cross that is happening because apparently, and I know that Dorian is going to love this one, and I told him earlier in the morning that the next guy in line to get a shot at the TNA World title was Mike Santana. So this is not the 1980s. This is not the 1990s. You can't have Hulk Hogan against the Ultimate Warrior again. But you have Trick Williams against Mike Santana, and you don't hurt the popularity of Joe Hendry. So to me, Mike is going to be the next champion. But what I'm asking is, Sean, let Trick Williams have a run. Not a short one, not a 2-day run, not a 1-month run until the next pay-per-view. No, have him have a run. And why is that? Because I fear that for the next NXT pay-per-view, they're going to put Santana against Trick Williams. And no wonder why he showed up today. No wonder. Why didn't Joe Hendry didn't show up on NXT today? Instead, Mike Santana shows up. It all adds to one result. TNA and NXT, or WWE for this matter, are building the rise of Mike Santana as the TNA World Champion. But they don't want him to go against Joe Hendry because right now, both Santana and Hendry are the top 2 baby faces that TNA has. It will be like having Hogan and the Warrior all over again. But how can you give that to modern-day wrestling fans?
Mm-hmm.
So what was the trick? This is the trick. Dorian, I start off with you this time.
Well, the thing is, like, I don't know if it's Joe Hendry is injured. Maybe that's probably why. Because remember, he's dealing with an injury. I think that's probably one of the reasons. Maybe dropped the title, but kind of like not expecting. I thought maybe Kazarian maybe was the one's going to get the belt, but timely. Hey, you do need something for like NXT or one switch or another for the belts. So now I see the debut of Mike Santana at the NXT at the Performance Center, and did excellent with in the match. And they just showed. I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but they just showed something that they already talked, but I don't know what they're saying. Hopefully, not too soon to do this because I'd rather just wait to build more time for Santana. I know Santana wants that goal, but I did said it before, and we had this talk about it from the beginning of the year. I said this guy's going to be world champion by the end of the year. I'm talking about Mike Santana because right now he got to focus on his stacked. He's enjoying House of Glory. He's the world champion over there in House of Glory, and he's going to defend that title next Friday against Ishii. And so hopefully build more time with him, give a little more time run with his story with Santana, get to know the person. So once of that, hopefully now we can finally get the momentum for him to get the title, like they did to Joe Hendry.
But you think it's time? It's a time for Mike Santana to claim the TNA World Title, Dorian?
I would give more time, not like summertime or something. I would have just probably built more time with him. But if they're rushing to do it, I don't know what the plan for them, because I would give more time, just to build him more of a story. Get the audience on TV know, just like they know from AEW, but as a tag team. But as a solo guy that he's by himself, like Booker T already, I'm going to spoil some of the part. They were talking about the history of Santana. He was a tag team wrestler, and now he's on his own. He's doing his own thing and impressive in the TNA. So they gave him a nickname as the representative for TNA. So with that build-up, I think he's going to be the guy to throw Trick Williams to get that belt back. But I'm hopefully get a time.
Wait. What?
Huh?
What? Who was she facing?
Oh, JC Jane.
No, come on. Are you serious?
No fucking way.
No effing way.
No. Get the fuck out of here. I know, but uncensored, but I don't give a fuck. What?
I don't.
What?
I missed it. I missed it.
Yep.
Oh, my-
Yep. There it is.
God, she just came up from. It is. It is
You
true.
mean to tell me? Hold on. You mean to tell me not Jordan Grace, but you're giving it to who?
Casey Jane. Holy shit.
Oh my God.
What?
Gracias, Tukin. Gracias por la info. My God, guys, this is wow.
I'm waiting for Dorian's turn, then it's my turn, but I'm waiting for him.
I can't believe this.
No, and also, yeah, go ahead, Dorian.
Yeah, this is the reason. This is the reason. This is the reason. But wait a minute. Wait. Gracias, Tukin.
Thank you, Tukin.
This is no. It's too soon. It's way too soon. I mean, why would you have Stephanie Vaquer go up to the main roster? I'm sorry about what I'm gonna say, but I don't think she's ready yet for the main roster. She had a great pop back when she debuted on Raw, but she's not main roster ready. She is still not main roster ready. If this is the plan, and
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
those guys are gonna screw it up. They're gonna screw it fucking up.
Yep.
I mean, she went from battling for the Jordan Grace. I mean, it was Jordan Grace's third chance at the title, and she doesn't drop it to Jordan Grace. Instead, she dropped it to what is her name of her factory?
JC Jane. JC Jane from Fatal Influence. JC Jane.
From Fatal Influence.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
Yeah. Dorian, you have to finish, man, before I can go.
Okay, so
yeah, continue, bro.
let me say this. I've been telling you this. I mean, let me get back to this one. So I hope that give time for Santana to build before getting to that championship. Now, let me get to this one. I told you, Carlos. I told you. You see why they brought her on Raw with the NXT title? They testing everything from the fans. They tested everything from her, and even Ecuador going to me. We were there when she crowned the championship. Guess what happened when we went to the merchandise there? Sold out her shirts.
Yes, and I got
so WWE is now ready to push her to the main roster. But the question is, okay, if they're gonna do it to her to the main roster, what is the plan? That's the thing. What is the result plan? Because you have so much women that are right there for the roster. So you got. I'm happy for Roxanne Perez, but I did say it. This is why they keep putting her in NXT, because they're protecting her. Because they don't know what they're doing with her, and they're just gonna screw it over. Now they finally found something for her. But like I said before, for me personally, I would put her to the second belt for the Intercontinental Champion, because needed more because this girl could build the Intercontinental Champion, and then once after she built up an Intercontinental Champion, you got people that are gonna attract to that title. Julia is gonna, mark my words, Equa, and that's my nickname too, Equa. I'm Equa Dog, and he's Equa Dragon. So Julia is definitely going to win the United States champion. Mark my words. It's a built to seed after she pins Selena Vega.
I can see
and I'm very happy that she win that. So
yeah,
Stephanie Vaquer, I told you, they're building her because she's ready for it. Once she drops the title, she's going to the main roster. I said it, but I thought it was going to be Jordan Grace. Because I think Jordan Grace would have been fine for that, and then could hold up for the title for a while for someone the next up. But JC Jane?
Of all people.
I would have had Lola Vice. Lola Vice. I'm sorry. I mean, Lola Vice. I mean, JC Jane, she's a talent, but not on that level. I'm sorry. Not that. And I'm going to say this. You're going to be thinking I might be losing my mind.
Go ahead.
Not at Manny Rose's level either. You got to admit that because she has the star power, her ways. She knows how to draw at the track. She's heat magnet. This one, what she has no heat magnet. She don't have nothing. She just a bad girl, like one of the flunkies. I'm just saying from a guy that sees that she's good. She's a good wrestler, but not for the NXT Women's title. I would have not put her that. I'd rather just put either Lola Vice or what's her name, Delta, the character with Zoruka.
Zarya.
I will put Zarya for that one because I think she's gonna be like a monster women's champion. I would have put that, but out of all, I'm like, even Miss Parker. Oh God, no, I'm kidding. No, Miss Parker, she's not ready.
Yeah, of course.
I'm kidding with that part. No, she has a lot to be women's champion, even the North American champion. I'm saying it for real.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now, Ecuador, when you can talk.
Yeah. Just before you go,
I need a drink.
David Eduardo, what? Raquel losing her title. Okay, guys, it's promo sin filtro time production. Primer plano. No, not yet. Unless you wanna do primer plano, Ecuadragon. You wanna do primer plano?
But about Stephanie?
You wanna do primer plano?
I just can't believe it. Like, you saw the look on my face when everybody
was like, "What the hell?" Okay, let's go.
Now,
let's go primer plano. Hold on.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Oh my God! Let's see what he's gonna put now.
Oh my God! This is okay.
Oh my God!
Okay, I gotta write this down. Okay.
Oh, I'm in the front. Whoopie do.
This is the front.
Okay, this really shocked the shit out of me. Also, there's more news before we move on with Stephanie. I don't care about the spoilers, but I'm going to spoil everybody else. Now, you guys said that Trick and Santana is going to face each other for the TNA title, right? We predicted Slammiversary, but guess what? Justin, according to Santino Marella, because he did make an announcement on NXT, both of these guys are going to face each other next week on NXT for the TNA title. So it's kind of cool.
Get off! No!
That's right.
Let's go back to the original. No.
So we also got some more news. That's gonna happen. That was the trick. Oh, we're going back. He's gonna defend that title next week against Mike, which I don't understand why they're gonna do that.
That's a pay-per-view match. Why are you
exactly? But on NXT?
Hold a second.
Oh boy! When the glasses comes off, you know what this means. I know what's gonna happen.
This has to be the most
ridiculous. Oh, 2 glasses now.
You don't have yours on, so.
Now you know what?
Of all the things that you could have done to actually have some money, if you're thinking about money, why would you give a fucking TNA title match for free on free television? Yeah, I said free twice, so sue me. Jesus Christ, can't you get more stupid than this? Who the fuck is running that show? Man, I mean, come on. That's supposed to be a pay-per-view match. You're building Santana on the TNA board, and you take the belt from Joe Hendry. You give it to Trick Williams.
Yep.
And you gave it. Oh, this is gonna happen on next week. What? How many weeks from now? Next week.
No. Which one? The Slammiversary? Which one?
Slammiversary.
No, that's in July.
Well, wait. Let's go back. You said that Santino said that Trick Williams and Mike Santana are going to face each other on NXT.
Yeah, let me read this one more time. And I quote, it says right here, I quote, Director Authority, Santino Marella, just announced that Trick Williams will defend the TNA World title against Santana next week.
Next week.
That's what it says right here.
Next week.
It says right there, guys. It says it right there. There it is.
And I just saw the ending of that match for the women's champion. That was the stupidest ending.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. Also,
I really need a drink right now.
you can go and drink. Also, about Worlds Collide, I know this is not the subject. Also, we got some. Also, since Stephanie lost the title, now she's involved in Worlds Collide. But guess what? In a tag match with Lola Vice against Dalis from AAA and Chic Tormenta. So she's going to be in a tag match instead of some kind of a title match. Now she lost those belts. Yeah. And that's confirmed right here, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Right here. It's been confirmed. There it is.
And without the NXT title.
Yep. It looks so unnatural without the belt. It's horrible,
I mean,
man. Like,
you got the Chilena, you skyrocketed her on NXT, and all of a sudden you take one of the she gives one of the belts, and now you take the other belt to some poor schmuck. No offense. When you could have given it to one of the most dominant females on TNA history, and you decided on your regular television show to give it to some poor schmuck who she just showed up on a Spanish promo. Hi, Stephanie. Poof! And that's it.
Yeah.
That's fucking it.
That was ridiculous, man.
That's fucking it.
No.
And now you have it on attack, but you could have world. Oye, I'm gonna say this in Spanish. O sea, podrían haberle dado por el al consejo y deciden hacer un tag team match. Yeah, I know that this is an English program, but sorry, I can't speak.
Está bien.
I'm upset.
Go ahead. I know.
If I'm speaking Spanish and I get upset, I'm gonna start talking in English. And if I'm speaking English and I get upset, I'm gonna start talking in Spanish. Así que no puedo creerlo. O sea, ¿cómo se le puede ocurrir hacer soberana pendejada?
But yeah, it's unbelievable. Like, I don't know which subject we're going at right now, Trick Williams. And you know what? I'll do both. I don't give a fuck. I'll do both. But, the Trick one, I cannot believe. Yep, that's it. Just like I said last night. Thank you, Agustin. Que alguien me explique. Que alguien me explique. No puedo creer. Excuse my impersonation, but that's how I try my best with the rest. But anyway, man, like, I cannot believe when I heard that news right there from one of our viewers that what the fuck? And now she's gonna be in a tag match with Lola Vice. I mean, yeah, I love Lola Vice, but damn, like, I mean, I'm speechless. I cannot believe she lost the title at a regular NXT episode, and it's unbelievable. First, Ricky Saints, he lost the title in the beginning of the show, and then all the way to the end of the show, our NXT Women's Champion, our Dark Angel, lost the title, and it's unbelievable. Like, what the fuck just happened? And JCJ, she's a good wrestler. I've seen her wrestle. I remember from the Independents, but what the fuck? Like, I just don't understand. Now she's the women's champion.
It's all about marketing.
I mean, yeah, and like
that's right there. I'm sorry. It's all about marketing. It's all about marketing. You guys said it. When Stephanie McKay shut up on Raw, her merch was out.
Now,
okay, great. But you cannot, for crying out loud, you cannot base your product on marketing. You cannot base your fucking product, your fucking brand on marketing. No wonder Jey Uso is the champion. And don't get me wrong, Stephanie's gonna rip ass all over whichever brand she goes to.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be wrong.
No, absolutely
wrong. But Jesus Christ, you cannot violate the sanctity of a work, of a build-up.
Yeah.
Because of marketing.
But that I got Oh, hey, Dorian, look at the name. Look at the name. Look who it is. I know that's our friend John. I know the last name. What's up, John?
What's up, John?
What's up, John?
What's up, John?
So Hollywood, this is actually our friend of ours, so we know for a long time. He used to go to our wrestling stuff, and he's a big wrestling fan. So I'm surprised that he came out of nowhere. Thanks, John, for watching our shit. So thank you. But yeah, like for Trick Williams, before we move on with Stephanie, Trick, man, I don't see. I mean, look, I was one of those fans saying, "Oh my God, yeah, this guy or this guy, whatever direction." First, I was one of those fans like, "Oh my God, WWE's killing TNA." Not exactly, because he's going to lose that title to a TNA talent very soon. It's going to happen, but not next week. Mike is going to get that title back. It's going to happen. I hope so, but not next week. There's no way. Like what Hollywood said, that hopefully it's not a short reign, because that'll be embarrassing. He'll be the laughing stock. I mean, I love Trick too. 2-time champion, North American champion, but I hope it doesn't become a short reign, then lose it next week. I mean, hopefully Santana gets another shot. Oh, there you go. He made the list. That's correct. But you know what? I mean, I wasn't feeling, oh, that's good, John. We just say hello. Our buddy over here. But the thing is, man, like, hopefully it could be a fucked up finish, like, you know, DQ or a count on next week, and then Santana might probably get his rematch like in 2 months. I mean, it's a long way to go for Slammiversary, but hopefully that happens. But I don't see that much of like TNA getting buried by WWE, because TNA's fine. They're doing okay. They don't have to be concerned about this partnership with WWE. TNA's doing their thing. Now we got a guy who is actually now a champion who's from another promotion. But you know what would be cool, man? Like if a TNA wrestler wins a NXT title, there's no way that a TNA talent will go to the main roster and steal one of the titles. It's not going to happen. Ain't going to happen. It's impossible. Not even with John Cena. There's no fucking way. John Cena's going to wrestle one of the TNA wrestlers one of these days. I hope so, because, you know, right now we're in May. Hopefully one of these days it's going to happen. I hope so. But what Hollywood said is they're not killing. I mean, TNA's not getting buried. This partnership is getting kind of crazy. It made it more crazier what happened on Sunday. And I was watching both shows at the same time. I was watching simultaneously. When I was watching Double or Nothing, and then I saw Trick Williams holding the TNA title, I'm like, whoa, wait. Am I seeing what I'm seeing? Like, did it happen? Like, I mean, they fucking like played us like a fiddle. Like, Joe Henry's going to retain the title, but Trick won it. I'm like, wow, like how did this happen? Now, Hollywood, tell me something. When did you hear that report that the plan for Joe to lose to The Miz? When did you hear that? I didn't hear anything about that anyway.
It was in the drawing board when they started, when Joe was about to go to the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
They wanted, and as a matter of fact, I think that Joe said it. Joe said it in an interview that the original plan was that he was going to wrestle The Miz, and WWE wanted him to lose to The Miz, but they kind of like had a change of mind or something around the field. So they said, no, just hold it right there, because no, it was mostly because of the fact that Joe Henry is the NXT champion. But I wouldn't. It wasn't the match of the century, but
yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't have minded either, because you know it was kind of like, you know, you're the bona fide meme of wrestling, and I am the bona fide superstar who main evented WrestleMania. I was the one who defeated John Cena. Blah 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 blah, yada yada yada, and it was kind of like fitting him for a nice feeder.
Yeah.
But having him lose to The Miz,
I mean, no, I'll think that'll be
no. The plan was great until they said you have to lose to The Miz. What? I mean, I'm somebody else's world champion. I'm going to lose to this idiot.
Yeah, no.
To this clown.
Yeah.
To this, and Hayes overrated, and Hayes been talent. No fucking. That's not happening, man.
I mean, having a feud with Miz would have been will be really entertaining, because, you know, Joe Henry is well known for a lot of roast and a lot of insults to his opponents, and it's super creative. I mean, he really murdered Trick Williams verbally the week before Battleground, and you know, I can't imagine how much insults he would do to the Miz. I could probably imagine him making fun of being the A-lister, even though his films are like D-list. So I can imagine those stuff. It would have been hilarious. But you know what? I'm glad they didn't do that. I wouldn't mind seeing a feud with The Miz, but putting the TNA title to him, I think that's a stupid idea, and that's a ridiculous idea. That'll be like a Vince move, I guess. But I'm glad they gave it to this guy because, like, I don't know. I mean, it just came out of nowhere. It was the trick, their magic trick. The trick was, well, the thing is that they said, oh, Joe Henry's going to retain, but here's the trick. There he is. The trick was this, that the trick is now he's the TNA champion. But it's but you know what, man? Like, I don't think this partnership. First of all, I was doubting about the partnership, but now I'm getting more interested now because now I want to see this guy show up this Thursday. And I know that the ring on Ecuador is going to talk about the review for the show. Can't wait to see this guy show up this Thursday, and I'll be tuning in because it's going to change everything, man. But you know what, man? I hope a TNA wrestler wins a NXT title. Hell, I wouldn't mind seeing, I mean, I know Obafemi is a dominant force, but I wouldn't mind seeing like somebody else, like, probably an old rival that I've seen in New York, maybe Moose. He was a former champion TNA. Maybe he might probably defeat Obafemi one day for that title. I would love that. I would love that.
And they already squared off.
And it was a good match. I watched it. I witnessed it live. Amazing. And it was for the title. He lost it, but hey, why not another shot? Or maybe someone bigger in TNA. I would love that.
John Good says this is a way for TNA to get some more TV channels because they're looking for another station.
And I guess the strategy is working after all. First, I was doubting them, but you know what? Like, with or without WWE, TNA is doing fine. But now it's getting super interesting, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen. But also, in case that you're going to ask me about when it's Slammiversary, it's a long way to go. It's on July 20th. July 20th.
That's a long way to go.
Ooh. So Trick got plenty of time, like a month and a half to defend that title until he could drop it to Santana. And I hope Santana gets that title back, but not next week. Maybe it's going to be a fucked up finish. Maybe a DQ or a count out. I hope so because it's too early. Why the hell he announced that like on NXT, which I'm going to watch it later tonight, the recap. But like, my God, like, why so early? Like, what the hell's going on? We don't want that. But,
I think they're trying to build up hype for a pay-per-view match.
No.
But
you know what? Well, we'll see what happens. But congrats to Trick. I mean, that's out of nowhere. I mean, now I truly understand what he's saying. Now, no, I mean, they're not killing TNA. I mean, and also, no, WWE's not going to purchase TNA because they do have their own billion-dollar company who owns TNA. They're not going to give it to TKO. And TKO is not in charge. They got a bigger conglomerate who owns TKO and Endeavor. They got to deal with them first before they can purchase a company. So let's see what happens this Thursday. And, can't wait. What's next?
You had already your say, Dorian. Remind me.
What,
about Trick, whether you already talked about it?
He did.
Yeah, I already did.
I'm sorry. I just had a mind wipe regarding.
But if you want to talk about Stefan, let's do that right now because he just put that up, and then we get back to the Trick.
I already said it. I said it before already. I'm gonna say this one more time. Yeah. I told you that this was gonna happen. They're gonna once you lose the title, they're gonna send it to the main roster right now because they look like the test of waters in Raw.
Yeah,
it worked out. The merchandise, everything. I said she used this title at main roster. I thought it was going to be in the summertime, but way too soon.
Yeah.
Also, I just realized something. Since that Stephanie lost the title, I mean, like we got one more qualifier, which is on SmackDown, and I know that she went to Raw. There's one more qualifying match, and you may never know. Like Stephanie may lost the title, and this is just a prediction. You may never know. She might pop up for a qualifier. No
way.
Because you saw just like what Dorian said, the reception turned out really great because of her debut on the main roster. It was really good, her performance, until they fucked it up because the plan and all that stuff. I was thinking about that right now while you guys were conversating. Like, you know what? SmackDown's coming up next week. Is Money in the Bank. No more qualifiers. I mean, there's one more qualifying match left. I mean, you already have Kyrie right now. Oh, that sucks. Or unless I know Naomi, Nia, unless they might fuck up Jade. Maybe something could happen.
Naomi's gonna go in.
Or Bianca might probably screw over Nia or Naomi attacking the back. I don't know. You may never know. I'm just saying, make things sweet maybe interesting. I don't know. But also something funny too. Like I checked online, Kyrie did win the qualifier, but the funny thing is, I checked online. It says Alexa, Roxanne, Ripley, and Julia, and to be determined. There's just 2 slots. That's kind of strange because Kyrie won.
I got Naomi.
So there's something wrong with this, man, because I checked online and Kyrie won a match for the qualifier against Liv.
Oh, she did not win. She lost. She got pinned by Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, last week. So
You're talking about the match
last night.
last night's match. That was not a qualifier.
Okay. So you know what this means, right? Next week on Raw. You may never know. She might pop up. So that means we got
if Stephanie Becker shows up on Raw, that's the right move. If she shows up,
Correct. So this means she lost that title. She might show up on Raw next week, and she might be qualifying. You may never know.
So
because Julia got in, Roxanne's in, so we might have another one.
Roxanne's in, so that means that it's going to be an NXT role.
Oh yeah,
the girls are going to take the ladder match.
Yeah. Now you realize that. Now you realize what the hell is going on. That's just a theory. That's the prediction. Because let's see, we got a qualifier on SmackDown.
Who's gonna win?
No. It's not a prediction.
It's a spoiler. It's not a prediction. That is a spoiler. And I hope Stephanie wins because she show up on Raw. She never came to SmackDown. So we got one more to go. She might show up since she lost the title. So let's see what's going to happen.
Okay. So, wow. I just got my mind whipped over everything that just happened in the last 10 minutes. So
also, and by the way, like we have 2 more matches for Worlds Collide. The one that I mentioned, the other one now, Ethan Page is going to defend it against Siobhan Evans. I don't know who else he's facing. One other luchador, I don't know who it is. And a AAA wrestler known as Laredo Kid for the North American title. A fatal 4-way. So we got 4 matches now.
Let's see what else they cook up with on the next few days. So,
I hope so.
Okay, folks, that about wraps it up here on the Zero Zensura. Thank you so much for having joined us in this special edition because it definitely is special to me. And we're down to our last call. I'll start up with you, Dorian.
Well, once again, hopefully Baquet is definitely main roster bound now. I mean, I don't want to, but I think it is time. So hopefully she'll be Money in the Bank. And too soon for my boy to get the TNA title. Let's just give it more time. So hopefully take your time. Slow down.
All
right. I hope WrestleMania doesn't show up in Las Vegas. Maybe go back to Jersey, over there in MetLife Stadium. Maybe as a temporary home until they could fix their money issues or whatever you call it. Patron, please stay away from WWE because it's not going to happen. We don't know if the trick is gonna like work again next week because that announcement, having him defend the title against the number 1 contender for the title, it's way too soon, way too early. Hopefully they do a fucked up finish like DQ, whatever. And wishing the success for Stephanie Vaquer. Hopefully she does show up on Raw, for a qualifier. You may never know. And yeah, from JD, you know what? Let me before I can end it, I'll be like JD. I don't have a baseball cap, but I always say commercial after commercial after commercial after commercial. I don't look like a fool on camera. After commercial after commercial. Oh wait, I gotta stop because I'm gonna lose my mind. Just like what Hollywood was losing his mind about what happened to Stephanie, I'm gonna be like him right now. No, but
comerciales. ¡Qué comerciales!
You can't get enough comerciales.
Yeah, enough comerciales. Yes, but yeah, like in conclusion, man, like hopefully that Stephanie becomes more successful in the main roster, and if she shows in the qualifier and she wins, then I'll be definitely looking forward for the Money in the Bank. That's it.
Okay, my last call, Alberto. Please, no. Thanks for the fact. Just stay the hell away from us. Stay away from us. About Stephanie Becker, okay, Thank you, Papa Sean. Please, Uncle Paul Levesque, please do right for this girl. I'm begging you, not on my knees, but I'm begging you, do right for this girl, please, or else you're gonna hear from us one too many times. And regarding the Triple S situation, well, I'm happy for TNA. I'm happy for those guys back in NXT, for the Alliance more, because it was about time. It was about time that finally one of the belts crossed the line. Now, how about you get that? How about we get that NXT championship over to the other side? How about that? It doesn't sound like a bad idea, right? You can do that, guys. I know you can do it. I have faith in you, you fucking idiots. But anywho, that about wraps it up for us. Thank you so much for joining us. If you didn't get the entire show, it's okay, because once this is done, you can rewind it like a VHS tape and watch it all over again. And don't forget to leave your comments. Tomorrow, we're going to join show once again with the guys from Ladder Wrestling. La Cuenta de Tres regresa. And also on Thursday, we're going to have the TNA review, and we're going to end up with Friday Night SmackDown. Así que pues, so that's about it for us. Don't forget the main rules. Train, say your prayers, eat your vitamins. But that definitely doesn't work for me, brother. Good fight. Good night.